Right then, down to London for yet another game.
Crystal Palace, all the way down London.
That should be fun. It's always been a good game, actually, to be fair, between Crystal Palace and Everton, which is hopefully turn up today. Basically just kicked off, but Palace had a couple of chances. Same team as last time, so it'll be interesting to see what happens this game anyway. Oh yeah, chances. Nothing. So close. Half time. Dominant display, not clinical.
And now a corner lad who came through the ranks, the skillful midfield player featured in our first two promotions.
You'd think we can have a good opportunity in the second half, but I don't know at this rate. Come on, Tosin. Come on. Very saved by Guaita. Tosin just come on, nearly scored. Well done, Bernie. Come on, Lookman. Well done, Gilfie. Yeah. Come on, Theo. So, there we have it. We went to Selhurst Park and got a 0-0. But at the end of the day, we didn't lose. We didn't lose the game that probably a lot of fans did think we would, myself included, but this was unfortunately one of those games that we just didn't take advantage of. And unfortunately for us, games like, for example, this one, or say Fulham away, or Huddersfield at home, if we don't go into those games and win those, we can't get into the top 6. Because we can always play well against the top 6 teams at home, we can always get those games, we can always win them, but it's always these games that pass us by, or we just don't do well enough to get a win. Those ones are the ones that will cost us for any type of challenge for the top 6. And you know, going into the game, we obviously thought we're probably going to lose this, or Palace are, you know, they're going to set up and try and nick a 1-0, or they're trying to, you know, try and keep a clean sheet at least for the home form. And that's similar to the likes of, say, Fulham when we went to Craven Cottage. But we were able to break down Palace at times, you know, getting behind their attacks, or, you know, be able to put good balls in. So it shows that we're learning from the likes of, say, Fulham away. You know, being able to take the ball, get through a defence that is really stacked together, and there's just, at points, there's just so many bodies in the box that we just can't break down them. Which, you know, credit to Palace, they obviously, you know, they tried to do something, and at the end of the day, they got a point, which I personally think they deserved. They didn't deserve a win, but they deserved a point for their defence. You know, fair enough. And I think Hodgson also acknowledged that, so fair enough, fair play to Roy Hodgson. And as well, like I was saying just before, this game lacked a clinical edge. Somehow, you know, following on a 4-0 win, we seem to outscore ourselves, and then we can't do anything in the next game. But we lacked a clinical edge again with Calvert-Lewin, and obviously you all know my faith in that in him. I think he's a brilliant striker, and I think he'll be really good for us in the future. But again, he is still young. He's still learning his trade, and strikers don't really come into their prime until the likes of 25, 26. So he's always going to be learning. He's going to be learning. He's going to be training. You know, following these drills, like they were talking about it on Match of the Day, he's still got stuff he can learn to win us games. I think, though, at the end of the day, really, we need a goal-scoring striker. You know, one to sort of come off the bench and guarantee goals, or start and guarantee goals. And then the second one being so that Calvert-Lewin can learn from him, and hopefully he can progress himself and then be good competition for the future. And that's really it for that, I guess. But then you can look at it at the other side of the pitch, which it was a brilliant performance in terms of the defending, and Gay and Schneiderlin in particular as well. I thought both of them were fantastic in the midfield, you know, being able to really control Palace, keep the likes of Zaha, Milivojevic quiet for most of the game, which was very, very impressive. Also the likes of Zuma and Keane and Pickford just keeping another clean sheet. That puts us now, and people seem to forget this, we're now third in clean sheets in the league, which we wouldn't have expected at the start, really, when we had that massive dip in form. But yeah, we're now third in terms of clean sheets, which is really decent. You know, it shows a bit of progression, and I believe, don't hold me to it, but I believe we've actually earned more points than we did last season. So, ergo, Marco Silva's actually made more of a progression with the team. It's just unfortunate that there are other teams above us that have earned higher amounts of points, but we can leave those for another day. And that's really it. And I guess I'd like to just make a quick little shout out to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. My God, I can understand why Crystal Palace fans rate about him so highly. He kept Bernard and Richarlison, Coleman, Dean, whenever they were playing on that side, he kept them quiet for most of the game. It was brilliant. I thought he was a fantastic player for them that day. I think he was the best player actually on the pitch for the day, and he deserves all the plaudits. And I think Palace fans really need to try and keep him a priority, to try and keep hold of him. Leave your comments down below. What did you guys think of the game? Do you think we deserved a win? Do you think we deserved a draw? Or do you think, you know, what really needs to improve now at Everton going into the end of the season? And yeah, with some tough games coming. But yeah, if you've enjoyed it, leave your likes, leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe and check out all social medias down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Adios.